Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More. I am standing outside a house flip I just bought today that has some major foundation issues, and I actually made an offer on this house thinking I wouldn't get it, and I got it. So sometimes that happens. Hopefully there's enough room to take care of the situation, depending on how bad it is. We will find out. I know I'm throwing people off because it's Monday and I drove the fun car, and usually it's Fun Car Friday, but we got snowed out on Friday and the kids don't have school today, so today became Fun Car Monday. As you can see, the old owner still has his U-Haul here and stuff in the garage, so that's something I want to talk about as well. Whenever I buy properties, a lot of times people are like, hey, can I rent it back? Can we have possession for a week after you buy it? And if possible, I try never to do that. Once in a while you have no choice, but just some of the biggest issues in real estate we see are people who want to lease back a house or have possession for another day, another week, and they don't move out. It causes a lot of problems. So I try not to do it. If we do it, we charge a deposit. We hold money back in escrow so that they're motivated to move out. We don't just say, okay, you can do it, because there's no recourse if they don't do it. All right. So I bought this from a wholesaler. They were asking $309,000, I believe. Said it was worth $425,000. Those numbers were not quite good enough for me, so I didn't even come to the first viewing on this property. You know, we've had up to 20 flips at a time going. Right now we have 16, because we bought this one. And I'm not looking for marginal deals. I want really good deals right now. And so I didn't even go, and then they lowered the price to $260. I was like, oh, that makes it a little more intriguing. I talked to the wholesaler and they said, yeah, the property has structural problems that they really want to sell. Please come to our next viewing. Let us know what you think. We need to get this sold. And what happened is the seller, the person who owned the house, was actually buying another house really fast in like 2 weeks. And so they needed to sell this right away and had dealt with the foundation issues over and over. And you can see some of them right there. And it's hard for me to explain, but this entire house is sloping. It's not level. It's higher over there. I don't know if there's any way to portray this in a video. We can in the basement, but up here I'd say it's an inch or two higher than over here. And we did allow the seller to leave some of their stuff in the garage. That's the only access they have. They don't have access to the house anymore. So hopefully they get all that stuff out. We don't have to worry about them. I came here earlier this morning when they're supposed to be out, and there's still dogs in the house and stuff here. So they did at least get those out. Now, so you can kind of see in the kitchen, it's hard to tell. That right there. You can kind of see how unlevel one side is, but that's just the cabinet, so it's hard to see how they're hung. You can see cracks in the ceiling though. There's lots of signs in the basement. Here, I'll show you the door. This is a good way to illustrate it. The door shouldn't just swing shut like that. So it slopes a lot from right to left right there. So anyway, came to see the house, saw it there were quite a few other people viewing it, probably 6 or 7 other investors. And I thought for sure, one of them would buy it. And then the wholesaler kind of messaged me and said, hey, are you interested in this property? Do you want it? I'm like, it's too bad for $260. It's got to be a better deal. So she said, make me an offer. And so I said, how about $230? And they took it. So we'll see. I should have plenty of room to make it work, but I really was not expecting them to sell it for that cheap. So I think $425,000 might be a little aggressive for the after repaired value. I'm thinking more like $400, but still we have $170,000 in room for the foundation repairs. And the rest of the house, you can see, isn't bad. Now, there's some stuff, there's some broken windows we need to fix, paint, flooring, obviously, but it's really not horrible the rest of the house. This used to be 2 bedrooms here. You can kind of see where they took the wall out, took a closet out, made it one big master bedroom. And it does have a master bath here. Again, the bathrooms, they're not horrible. You know, they're not amazing, but they're not horrible. All right, so now let's go to the fun part of the house. The basement. Yeah, right here is really where you can feel the drop off. I remember the first time walking in here with the other investors, everyone's kind of like, oh, walk in that direction, because you can really just feel it in your feet, right? Kind of like that's the high point, and right here it really drops off. Again, really hard to show that in a video, but you'll just have to trust me. You can see this though. Maybe. So those humps in the floor, that's not carpet pad, that's concrete that has heaved and just come up, 2 or 3 inches. And it's like that throughout most of the basement. And it's hard to see. I don't think the walls are too crazy, but the trim is crazy because that concrete has heaved up. And this wall really isn't too bad. But the floor is very bad. I tried to take the carpet up to see the concrete, and I found just more crappy carpet underneath this carpet, so that didn't help. Little bedroom, again, this floor heaving, and you can, I don't know if that's related or not, but probably the window well. Not quite level. All right, and then back here, you can start to see the issues. The floor, again, it's so hard to see. It's a good 2 inches higher in some spots probably. This wall, I don't know if you can tell, the top of it is kind of jutting in from the bottom. Now all this stuff I know you can fix. We've fixed kind of issues like this before with sister walls, different things. Even if you have to redo the whole foundation, we should have enough room to fix it, hopefully. Now, I didn't, wouldn't do anything smart like get a bid or have anybody look at it beforehand, but we're just assuming that's the case. This is probably the closest thing to a murder room, if anybody's asking. So there is that, don't worry. It's kind of an entire murder basement based on the floor. So, yeah, it's dropping a lot there. And you can really see it if we go in here. Again, the floor is just heaving, and then here you can get a look at the cracks that they have had to fill in. So a good rule of thumb is that, foundation walls will have cracks, but if they're less than an 1/8 inch wide kind of width, or, one side is not 1/8 of an inch farther out than the other side, maybe it's 1/4 inch, 1/8 to 1/4, you might be okay. There's going to be some cracks, some movement. Like that crack right there, that's fine. That's not a big deal. That crack right there, that's fine. That's a big deal. That's a pretty big crack. Of course, more concerning than that is here. It's just this, and you can see too. Like that probably bothers me more than anything. Like that looks like newer concrete that they've fixed already, and it's still doing it. So it's not the end of the world. That is like a 2 or 3 inch difference right there in that just little area. However, it could be expensive to fix. I've seen in some areas, the Frederick Firestone area in Colorado, where they won't even have concrete slab in the basement. They will actually have a subfloor in the basement because the dirt moves so much. And that might even be a possibility here, where maybe you tear out all this concrete and put in a subfloor with a crawl space underneath it. That could get really expensive, but we do have room for it. again here, it's doing it here as well. This window is broken. I think it broke because the wall moved so much, not because someone broke it, but it pulled the window apart right there. You can see that's beautiful right there. So there's a lot going on with the foundation. That's why this house is so cheap. That's why it scared everybody off, and who knows, maybe it should have scared me off too. We'll find out how it goes. We'll have plenty of updates on this one as we move into it. Not move into it, but get into the project. I'm not moving in here. So again, decent sized bathroom, you know, finishes aren't horrible. Needs finished out here, obviously, but the big worry is the foundation. All right, so we have more to show you. There is the outside. Oh, these stairs feel weird too. Crack there. I don't know if you can see that, but it looks like the window is not square anymore because it's moved so much. That's something else. If you do have to lift the house, do something crazy like that, it's probably going to destroy a lot of the drywall. It might break windows. You just have to plan for all kinds of stuff to happen. All right, so here's the backyard. I have confirmed that the dogs are over there and hopefully can't get to me. They probably won't hurt me. They're fine. Again, the back of the house is not horrible. There's the puppies. Yes, your owner better come get you. I don't need another house abandoned with dogs. And in here, there's a nice surprise for me. Now, the wholesaler said the guy signed off on everything in the house. This is like an extra garage. I don't think he's gonna give me his Corvette. So, but it is a nice little extra garage right here. Storage area. So technically it's got a 3-car garage. Plus a house, which is pretty good size. I do think I will be stuck with all this junk over here. So that's always something to consider when you're buying these wholesale deals from off-market sellers. You're probably going to get some junk. It's not going to be all cleaned out. It's not going to be perfect for you. You're going to have some money into all the trash removal. Now I'm all muddy, it's okay. All right, so that's the house. Our plan is going to be to get some guys in here, kind of demo the basement, pull up all the carpet, probably pull off quite a bit of the sheetrock drywall, see how bad it is, then get a foundation company in here, have them look at it, bid it, tell us what we need to do, cross our fingers, hope it's not too crazy. And if it's too crazy, we still should be okay. But, you know, the profit potential on this deal could be 100,000 or it could be 20,000. Hopefully it's towards the high end of that. And the only reason I take a risk like this is because it does have that high profit potential. If for some reason the house is so crazy that they can't fix it, I mean, you could rent it. There'd be enough room to have an okay rental as long as you could find somebody who doesn't mind having some wavy floors. And I'm sure we could fix it and, you know, make it better than it is right now. So we'll do that, go from there, see how it works. We just had the other flip that I posted a video on last week that we had the foundation bid on of 84,000. And it turns out we had another bid of 5,000. So I'm kind of pinning a lot of my hopes on the fact that that new company we found can do this without a crazy amount of work. I know it's going to be more than 5,000. I know it's going to be quite a bit of work, but I'm hoping it's really 40,000 or less are my hopes. If we can do it for 20, I'd be ecstatic, but we'll see what happens. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. This will be an interesting house. Once we get into it, see how bad it is, I'll do an update video kind of after we demo and can see more of the walls and the floors and everything, what it all looks like. And of course, check out investformore.com, have much more information, all of my flips, 80 some properties on there just from the last few years, all our 20 some rentals, all that good stuff. And we appreciate the thumbs up, the comments, all that. So that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back for more and we'll see what happens with this house.